So we'll be switching to the next higher brush, how to make pattern brush and Bristol brush. Hotkey F5. Switch to the button Bristol. Bristol is the same name like where you find fibers are there, and as if like artist is using round brush, flat brush, so all the brushes are here and the type is here and the controllers. Go for OK, make this okay, find a physical brush stroke on the screen, and the detailness could be controlled here by double click. How much the hardness should be, what is the size, get the preview on and get the changes. Density of the brush, get it to a Bristol density, more Bristol are there, or max, thick, thin, opacity, transparent, stiffness, more flexible or stiffness, apply to the strokes. So it is just the representation of a physical brush, as if we are using in a paper and painting or canvas works. Now the next brush is your pattern brush. Till now what are the things we have learned? It is with one design or with the basic shapes, but now we will be learning a tool of a brush making where multiple design could be arranged. Multiple design arrangement can be done by the pattern brush. Now the brush requires some pattern, so we need to create some pattern. So there are some predefined patterns are there, and patterns could be find out inside the switch button. You can switch to the switch, and inside the switch you can see which are the patterns. So these two patterns are predefined by the software. How to see it? Inside the switch button, and here the filtering process is there. So all the switches means thumbnail of the colors, and there are few are there which are patterns. Patterns are repeated designs. So let us see how to make a pattern first. You can make your design to be drag and drop inside the switch button. This is a way to make a pattern. So now we got to know how to generate a pattern. You can find your next pattern is ready. First method over. Second, you can make the same pattern going through the object menu and asking to the software make a pattern. The second method to make a pattern. Go for OK, and the job is done. So we have understood now how to make the patterns. So there are two methods to make the pattern, either drag and drop or switching to the object pattern and make pattern. Two methods to generate the pattern. Exactly the same way you can go on generating the basic shapes or like user defined shapes as a pattern, or else you can have to make your shape to be formed as a pattern. So this should be the pattern. Yes. So we have understood now how to generate a pattern. Once this step is done, then the next step, switch to the F5 button, brush palette, what is F5, and ask to the software make a new brush, and switch to the option pattern brush. The time you switch to the option pattern brush, the software will ask you which design to be placed. Show me up, because you are going to make a stroke, then it shows the position of your stroke. This is the start position, this is the ending position, this is the normal like side position, this is the corner position. So the software is asking you a few questions. What should be there in the starting of your brush stroke? What will be there in the ending of your brush stroke? What will be there in the middle of your brush stroke? And if it is going to corner, then which design has to be placed in the corner? So this is the technical information a software asks to the artist. So before pattern, okay, let us go into the action part. Select the start and switch to the design what you want, and in the end what you want, circle, and in the middle what we miss, lines. Go for OK, job is done. Now take your brush and drag it up. Find the brush, make the pattern. So So the pattern has been adopted on your screen as a pattern brush. Now the middle part made you to get heavier, so to get rid of this, I can make the same pattern to be done by drag and drop. I can drag and drop over here, and this is the pattern, which is the fourth pattern. Then have a double click, switch to the option over here. Rather than this, go for the fourth pattern. It is simpler one. Get it okay, apply to the stroke. So we have understood now how to apply different design to a single strokes through the option called define pattern. Technical information over, and the things has been done by making drag and drop the designs and placing into the pattern over here, switching to the position and getting done. Does it okay? Now once more, Control N, get a new file, make your design to be stand on the screen. We need a brush to start with a star, end with a circle, and the middle has to be arranged with a rounded rectangle. So drag, drag, drag. Switch to the brush, make OK, start with a star, end with a circle, move with a rectangular box. Job is done. Take this and draw it. So you can find the design placement get done as per the pattern. Is it okay? So we have understood now what is pattern brush, what is calligraphy brush, what is art brush, what is scatter brush, what is Bristol brush, what is that similarity, what is the difference.
Can you show one
Calligraphy brush, one click over here inside the brush, switch to the calligraphy, get it okay. Generally calligraphy is flatter, but the job is done. Get the brush. This is what your brush, and place it, right? So you can switch to any brush to any brush. Calligraphy and pattern brush. Is it okay? So technical information is done. Now the artistical approach. So all the wedding designs and everything are the output of your pattern brush. So wedding invitation card, boundaries. Images, calendar card. Loader. So you can catch on your skin. So these all the things are the output of your brushes on. Like it makes the corner design should be different. This like normal edge design should be different. So this is done through the brush on pattern brush. So let us see how to get it done. Now this pattern is already done. So catch to place the pattern on the screen. Over. Now fine, the pattern is arranged up. Now the things has to be get placed the start and end over here. Select the design, switch to the option, path eraser, because there is no start and end, so everywhere the edge design is. But now if you cut, then it does have a start, it does have an end, then design placed. Is it okay? So how to arrange the design onto the edge? Get it select, get the cut, over. Okay. So how to arrange the thing on pattern design over to a predefined sets, and it is not only a rectangle. Yes, you can arrange it over to a circle too. Get the circle, get it arranged, get it black. That's the design. It's okay. Now switching to the corners. So at corners we need some more design to be get done. So let's take the third design to get placed on the corner. Drag and drop. switch to it, and on the corner we need the next design. Get it okay, apply to the strokes. Now let us see how does this shape reacts onto the corners. So by default it places the things on the corner. So which design has to be placed, that will be decided on the switch button. And it is to be get cut. Yes, you can cut and get to see the starting and ending design also. So corner design is different, start design is different, end design different, and edge design different. And it happens because of your pattern brush too, right? Off. Now pattern has to be get out. Next, get it brush out. Remove. New file. So multi design could be placed on the middle also. So multi strokes. Get the stroke out. Now artistically the things could be arranged. Drag, drop. So double design. And so you need to find out how does the curve designs could be placed on the edge. So curvical structure. Get the same design here and get it reflect, and this will be there on every side, right? Now the corner could be any shapes. Get it done. Get it done. Okay, okay. So this side, join. Control J. So here you need to define a design which should be in this particular way. So let us get this edge to be normal first. So let us start making a new pattern. Corner should be this, edge corner should be yes. Okay. And get the fill to turn it on. So how to make the edge instantly place in the skin? One to click and the job is done. Now how to get the placement and offset? So that could be arranged over here. So you need to make scale up the design or fix. Get preview down, scale out. So individual part, things, all the things are moving together, but while doing it itself you need to decide how much it should be. That's it. We have seen now how to get arranged. Then outside more design to be there. Again, you need to find out how to place the things outside. Get the next design over here. Same design. Get it none. Go for OK. Apply to the stroke. Get it outside. Get it copied and paste it in the same place inside. So one design is working in the back end, the another design is working in the inner side. So the placement and all things will be tried out individually. It's okay? But in brush. So a comparative analysis of the process. Calligraphy. Next, what is the scatter? Art. What is the next? Bristol. And the next pattern, right? So we have understood 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of brushes. What is the similarity and what is the difference? Coming to the design into concern, design, calligraphy doesn't take, scatter, yes take, yes take, mistle doesn't take, yes it takes, right? Repetition, calligraphy no, scatter yes, art no, mistle no, pattern yes. So this is what your analysis onto the details. What you learn, what is the comparative one. So line everybody makes, right? So because the more we learn about, the more comparative things to be get analyzed, then it makes the job easier to take a lesson. Fine. Fine. Stretch. No. No. Yes. No. Yes. We need to make a design to stretch. Yes. Art and pattern brush make it to go for stretching. Right? Multi-design. No. No. Like, sorry. Scatter. No. It is also no. Yes. Right? Multi-design can be taken by pattern brush. Okay, it is an analytical format like what we have learned and what is the difference and similarities. So all are making lines and the strokes, but the comparative analysis is on your screen. What is the difference between them? Is it okay? Fine, then switch to the next brush over. Switching to the next tool which makes a freehand drawing, and that is what your pen tool. So before going to pen tool, you can also see the same kind of brush is there below to the brush tool, and that is called blub brush. Name of the tool, blub brush. Blub brush. And the hotkey, Shift E, B, Shift B. So it make a stroke. It make a stroke, just like your brush. But the difference, brush is in having a stroke, but the blub is having a fill. Blub is having a fill. Looks, both of them looks the same. One is stroke, another is fill. Because it is stroke, you can have to control the line on a single anchor point. Because it is fill, it does have multiple anchor points. But it does have options to apply a stroke over to it. But it cannot able to put a stroke. So you got to know the comparative things. Touch to the skin, 2 lines. No difference. But the difference is here. The time you go a little zoom. This is a fill and this is a stroke. So this is this is the blub, and catch to this and get a stroke. This is a stroke. It is having stroke lines, but it is having a fill. So you can put the stroke outside, but we cannot put a stroke outside here. So you got to know now what is the difference between blub brush and a normal brush. Normal brush is a stroke, blub brush is a fill. Because it is fill, we can able to put a stroke over to it. Because it is stroke, we can able to put a stroke over to it. So the difference is clear now. Now the advantage of the blub. Because this is the difference, the advantage, you can able to paint the design and you can bring it closer to make the things to get completely mixed design in a single format. So it is not a multi-design, it is just a single design. So this is the advantage to make the design to mix up till the time you are not lifting the cursor. You can go on clubbing them together. First advantage. Second advantage, it allows the artist to change the size of your stroke just like Photoshop brush. You can increase the brush size and decrease the brush size through the hotkey open bracket and close bracket, open and close bracket. It allows to increase the brush size. Second advantage. And third advantage, so you can have to paint smaller strokes and bigger strokes. So you got to know what is the advantage, two advantage, and the third advantage. By default, it does have an enter button where pressure takes automatically. You only need to make a calligraphy brush to generate the presses. Yes, now the size is pressure sensitive and you can set the variations and get the job done. So this is a fill and you are making the design. So the advantage, it club the design and make the final design in a single stroke. So this is single design and you can able to put a stroke over to it. So this is the advantage of making a blub brush. It go on clubbing the design till the time you are not lifting the cursors. It go on fusing the design. Okay. So three advantages of the blub brush comparatively to normal brush. Normal brush, the advantage and disadvantage is there in this case. The advantage, it does have a variations. You can only put 5 different type of brushes. The disadvantage, it is not a fill. We need to convert, you cannot able to put a stroke. So you got to know the difference between normal brush and a blub brush. So what is the strength of those two? That is to find out. Is it okay? So switch to the blub, have a double click, make the pressure sensitive okay, and get the line to be drawn. Get it off. Have a double click and get it on. Get the line. Finish. We have understood now what is the difference between them. Next, because of this difference, we can cut a line. Because of the difference, you need to cut this line. Yes, you can cut because it is not a stroke, it is a fill. So you can use the knife tool to get the subject to cut on the middle. So it is positive. Delete. Move to it. Move it up. Move it. If it is cut perfectly, then you can have to move it up. So we have understood now how to cut a stroke because of the blub. So we have understood now what is blub and the advantage of it. Because it is a fill, you can only cut it and you can do all the events whatever you are doing to a circle. What are the events done to the circle? That could be done to this stroke. Though it is a stroke like look, but it is a fill. And then the second advantage, these are like artistical approach to it. Now the shift is working, control is working, and what is working? It's okay. So we have understood now the blub. So let us move to the pen tool. It's a predefined, like already you have learned in Photoshop, the pen tool. The difference only to be get learned. In Photoshop, the pen tool make a straight line, but the time you make a curve, you need to create this tangent to cut off. In Photoshop, you need to hold a Alt and click. Here it doesn't require. So the first difference in Photoshop and Illustrator. In Photoshop, we need to make the tangent to cut by holding Alt, but here only one click. First difference, and rest of the things are almost the same. Draw the curve, get it cut, straight line, and hold the shift to make the straight, and the straight, get it close. So we have understood now how to make straight line, how to make a curve line, how to cut the tangent, and the next. If we need to add the points, yes, over to the edge, you can add the points, or else you can switch to the minus and plus sign, minus to get it minus of the things. So there are two hotkeys while working with the pen tool, P plus minus shift C, which can allow to shift the things to the next. Because you are in minus tool, you cannot add it up. Switch to plus sign and so is shifting over here. So leave it up. Yes, you can switch to the main keyboard plus or minus to add the point, subtract the point, add the point, add the point, add the point, subtract the points. Okay, subtract. So 4 hotkeys: P, pen tool, plus, minus, that to be main keyboard, to add the points, delete the points, and shift C, get it curved. Next point, shift plus C, convert to curves, convert to curve. It makes the point to get sharp and smooth. Sharp and smooth, both of them can be done over here. So there is option here in the last. Convert anchor point. Smooth and sharp. It's okay. So technical information over. Now let's take the pin. Once I'm design done. Now the tangent tool gets small, hold the Alt, make the tangent down as if like Photoshop. Yes. Now the things to get joined, get a duplicate, give a right click, switch to the transform and reflect. Okay, vertical. Get them close, give a right click, join and join. So making symmetrical drawing from the center point. Once it is done, then break it up. How to break? Object, path, divide object, get it out and get it moved. So how to add the points, and rest of the things are to get cut. So I can cut the line through a pencil. So break it up. You can change the profile and change the thickness. And yes, I can break it up in different thickness. I have to break this one. So the thickness vary from place to place. So convert the design into a object. Once it convert into object, ask to the software, divide object below, get it out. How to break the line into the different thickness, right? The same job could be applied here and here, and it could be repeated the same way. Get object path, get object path, and the next object path, and it's the time to go for cut out. Select shift with X. So what we have tried to make it up, how to make a symmetrical drawing with the pen tool. All the architectural format, only one side to be drawn, and the rest of the things are the symmetric. Default, get it none, and symmetric. Get okay, right, done, reflect, flip, horizontal. Right. Model draw. Control J, and here it is to be delete, okay, minus. Delete and minus are two different things. Here you have deleted the things. If you minus, like if you try to delete with the keyboard, then it break the design. So rather than delete, switch to remove, and it make it go balance. It's okay. Now the next, same cut. If you need to get a V cut, then what is to be done? Take a box, get it place, rotate it up and get a cut. So you can cut the subject. So how to cut? Object, path, divide it. Get cut. So how to cut the subject with different angle and shapes. And so you understand now how to get the things arranged, right? And the next, what is the tool? Pen tool. So this could be go on making all symmetrical design on screen. Is done. Now the next bunch. Before going to this, there is one tool left out. I'll be talking about the text in the next class, but here some of the options to be touched on. The second and third bunch. The third bunch is to make modifications. Till now we are creating the things. After creation, the modifications. So let us see one of the tool inside the modifications. The first bunch over here, rotate. Yes. Okay, already over. Fine then. So we'll be talking about the modifying tools in the next class.